class, this is Miss Olivetti, and I got the opportunity to interview the main characters in our past story that we read this week, Little Red Riding Hood. Alright, so this is Little Red Riding Hood's mom.
Hello.
I'm going to ask her a few questions. So, why did you send your daughter out to the woods?
Because I needed her to take something to her grandmother.
Well, that's very thoughtful. Were you at all scared?
I was a bit nervous, but I did tell her not to talk to strangers, so I felt like she would obey me and it would be okay.
That's very smart. How did you feel when you heard about the wolf?
I was very nervous. I was glad that there were men out in the forest to help them, but I was very nervous, very nervous.
Would you send Little Red out again? Do you think she learned her lesson?
I think she learned her lesson. I probably wouldn't send her out very soon, but I will. I will send her out again.
Alright. Thank you so much for this.
No problem.
This is Little Red Riding Hood's mom. Hey, now we have Little Red's granny right here.
Hello!
I have a few questions for her about the story.
Ask away!
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. So, were you so excited to hear that your granddaughter was going to come over and visit you?
My heart almost stopped.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm glad it didn't stop, though.
Awesome.
So how did you feel when you opened the door and it wasn't red?
I was completely horrified.
I would be too. It's a big bad wolf. So what happened after you opened the door?
The big bad wolf grabbed me and threw me into the cupboard.
So, Granny, what did the big bad wolf look like?
Oh, he was awful. He had big eyes, big ears, big teeth.
Was he really hairy?
Very hairy.
Thank you for the description, Granny. How did you feel when you were in the cupboard?
Oh, it was so dark. I felt so worried about myself and about Red. And I was so helpless.
Oh, I can only imagine. I'm so glad you guys survived. Which leads me to the next question. How did the woodcutter save you?
Oh my, he was so brave. He knocked down the door. He scared the wolf away and saved me and my granddaughter.
He's a hero.
Indeed.
All right. Let's thank Granny for doing this interview with us. Here.
Hi.
And we're going to do our interview with her. So, Little Red, were you excited to leave the house and go visit your grandmother?
Yes, because I finally got to leave my home. It's just so boring all the time. And my mom is just always like, Red, do this, Red, do that. And I was so happy to leave.
I bet. So, I hear you ran into a wolf.
I did. That was fun.
That was? Why did you talk to the wolf?
I don't know. I just didn't really know him. And I like to make new friends, so it was fun.
You're very friendly.
Yes.
Didn't your mom warn you not to talk to strangers?
Yeah.
Well, you learned a lesson, didn't you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. So, when you got to your grandmother's house, did anything seem weird?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. First, the door was opened a little, and my grandma, she never does that. She always leaves it closed. And so I walked in, and I was like, what is going on? But I just thought maybe she got a little hot in there.
Did she look weird? Like her eyes, her mouth, and her teeth?
Yeah, now you thought about it, I thought she was just having a bad hair day. But she looked a little, like, poofy around her face, and there was, like, hair everywhere.
But then, what did you realize? It was a wolf.
It was, and that was scary because I told him, whoa, you have really big teeth. And he was like, yeah, they're better to eat you with. And he just, like, jumped at me, and I was so scared.
Oh, I can't believe it. I'm so glad everything turned out okay.
It was really sad.
Yeah. And who came to save you?
Oh, there was this really handsome woodcutter. He was so brave and so strong, and he just got that wolf right out of there. And the wolf ran away.
So he's your hero.
Yeah, he's my hero.
Oh, thank you, Red, for doing this interview with us. woodcutter, and I'm going to ask him a few questions about the story. So, what intrigued you to go save Granny and Little Red?
Well, I tend to chop wood outside of Granny's house, and that's my spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anyone else's, my spot. And so I noticed that her door was open, which is not
Normal. Yeah.
Granny usually leaves her door closed.
That's what Little Red said too.
Yeah. I heard it, but I heard something, and it made me wonder what was going on.
Alright, so I hear you're Granny's hero. You saved her from the cupboard. How did you get her out of the cupboard?
I used my axe.
That's
And
smart.
yeah, I hit it a little bit, just not too hard so I wouldn't hit Granny, but enough so that I broke the door, and then I got her out.
And then the wolf, did he attack you? I just hear you.
No, the wolf saw me and he ran off. I don't really know what happened to him. But
No one does.
No one really, yeah. So we'll see what happens, I guess.
Our hero, the woodcutter. Thank you. Hi class, I hope you enjoyed these interviews and saw how different characters can give a different side of a story.